Bonjour, welcome back to my channel, The Golden People, TGP. And today I want to talk about DaniLeigh and the backlash that she received and why she is a woman of color and she can claim the word yellow bone. DaniLeigh is a descendant of Dominicans. Her mother and father are Dominican from DR. And as most people know, DR is 70% or more mixed, meaning there's black, and there's white, and some Asian there. And that's the majority. That's why you see Dominicans and they look like light-skinned black people. And people always want to act like light-skinned black people are not mixed. How do you think they got light skin? It's because they're mixed. The stupidity out here is just so real. And you try to educate people on reality and using their brain, and they just don't seem to do that. They just want to jump to a narrative and hold on to it like it means something. Lies are lies, sweetie. DaniLeigh is mixed with black. She's 21% black. She posted her DNA test. If you add up all of the black DNA, it's 21%. That's almost a quarter of who she is, 1/4 of who she is. And she obviously looks even more of a higher percentage. Because look at her face, her facial features. Her lips are thick lips. She has a broad nose. And her skin tone. I see more of that than anything else in her. I don't see the Greek that she's supposed to have in her. I really don't see that. I don't see any of the Caucasian as much as I see the black. She's a girl that's right in the middle of black and white. She's right in the middle. And who the hell can determine who's black and who's not? How much percentage does one have to have in order to be considered black? Who the heck puts this crap out here? It sure isn't you. You can't define people. Try to figure out who you are before you start trying to define other people. Let's start there. And I'm looking at DaniLeigh. I'm like, this woman obviously is a person of color. There's no way in the world anybody would think she's Caucasian. Anybody, anywhere would think, oh, no, that's a white girl. Oh, she's white. No, she's... Do you not see her facial features? Do you not see the lips? Do you not see the skin tone? Do you not see the nose shape? Do you not see the body shape? People want to have something to argue about so they can say, look, see, look, she's a colorist. Oh my gosh, look, see? And there's nothing there, honey. There's nothing behind door number 3. Nothing. Oh. So look at DaniLeigh. I'm going to compare her to women that are considered black in the black community. Look at her, DaniLeigh, and Amanda Seales. Now, they look like sisters, do they not? They look exactly like sisters. You can't tell me DaniLeigh does not look like Amanda Seales. They look exactly alike. But yet, Amanda Seales gets a pass, and she's considered black, and DaniLeigh is not. How is that possible? Look at the comparisons. Look at these pictures. There's no difference in these women. They both are women of color. And they both would be considered yellow bone by really anyone. I just think that people need something to complain about. People need to get online. Oh, look what she did. She's saying that she's yellow and she's making herself sound like she's better. How is that possible that she sounds like she's better than me? Oh, please. Y'all are reaching. Y'all reaching. This woman could say whatever she wants about the way she looks. It's not that big of a, it's not that deep really. But people want to make it into something deeper than what it is. She's dating a black man. If she didn't like black skin or brown skin or dark skin, she wouldn't be dating a dark skinned man. She wouldn't have been doing that. If she did not like black people, she would not be singing hip hop type songs and R&B type songs. She wouldn't. So if she did not like black, she wouldn't be in the black culture if she didn't like it, if she didn't accept that about herself. The woman is 21% black. What part of that don't you guys understand? The haters out there. She's a black woman, okay? And how could she be racist if she's black? And as far as I can tell, black Americans are mixed too. Just because you have brown skin doesn't mean you're not mixed. That's the ignorance that's been put out for generations after generation after generation. I know so many people that are brown skin and dark skin that have a white parent. And people sitting there like, how is that possible? It is possible. Do you not see these celebrities that are half black and half white and have a white mother, a white father, and then you see them and people are saying, oh no, he's black. No, he's black. And then when it comes up that they're biracial. It's a lot of them out there. Why don't people acknowledge that? When they're wrong, of course, people are not going to acknowledge that they're wrong. Haters are going to hate. That's what they do. That's how they get their clicks and views. That's how they get their little bitty paycheck from YouTube, is by making hateful videos. Even if they have the facts before them, they still won't put out the facts because all they're trying to do is get clicks and views. I'm not here for that. I'm here just to tell it how it really is. You like it or you don't. I really don't care. At the end of the day, the fact is DaniLeigh is half black. 21% of her DNA comes from the motherland. Yes, she's mixed. Yes, I consider her to be a mixed woman, but she also can be considered a woman of color and a black woman at the same time. You see how it works? You know how many black people are walking around here not even knowing what they're mixed with, but just assume that they're black because they have brown skin. And then they do a DNA test and they find out they're Caucasian, 60% Caucasian. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? Do your DNA test and then come see me. So as far as her lyrics go, the only thing in there is that has anything to do with color is yellow bone is what he wants. That's it. And y'all have made this into something gargantuan. It's so petty and such a small-minded thing to do, is to pick on little absolutely minuscule things that mean nothing really. It shouldn't affect you. I don't care if somebody made a song out about being dark skinned and if they felt like it was better. It wouldn't affect me in one way, shape, or form, because I am confident in who I am as a biracial person. I don't care what you say, and I don't care what you think. So that wouldn't affect me the way it's affecting all these other people on here making videos about how they, I can't stand it when a light-skinned person says this. I can't stand it when a light-skinned person gets all this attention. Why do you think they get attention? Why? Why do you think they get attention? They're getting attention because somebody likes them. A large portion of people like the way they look. It could be for superficial reasons. It could be for just a simple reason that that's what they prefer, without even having to put anybody else down. And they took her little song as being a diss towards dark-skinned people. Come on. Y'all are so reaching. How's what she said a diss to dark-skinned people? Mimi, or whatever that baby mama, Mimi, whatever her name is, she was making diss songs about DaniLeigh. So DaniLeigh is just making a rebuttal diss song about her. But nobody said anything about Mimi's songs. Nobody said anything about, oh my gosh, she's talking about DaniLeigh so bad. Oh, she's taking jabs at DaniLeigh. I haven't heard anybody really say anything about that. But when it's in reverse, a light skinned woman saying something about a brown, dark skinned woman, oh, now it's a problem. She must hate dark skinned people. How could she hate dark skinned people when she's dating a whole dark skinned man? Have you not seen the man that she dated or used to date or whatever their situation is now? People are so stupid. I swear. Y'all got to make up something out of nothing. Something out of nothing. So anyway, let's get on into KeKe Wyatt. Now, KeKe Wyatt, her situation is a lot different because when she went on that live and had that conversation with the MC Shaky or whatever his name is, um, she called him a whole gorilla. See, now that is wrong. See, that I do agree that is wrong. You don't call a black person a gorilla or a monkey or something like, because they've been called that all their lives, especially during slavery. It comes from slavery, and that's something that people need to stop doing, especially people of color. KeKe Wyatt was wrong for that. She called him a chunky monkey, and that's just and a gorilla. So to me, that's just wrong. You can't call people out of their name like that. And I think when she did that, she really disgraced herself, and she forgot who she was. You know, she's a mixed woman. She's half black, half white. Her mom is white, and her father's black. And I think she keeps forgetting that she's mixed, and she's not going to be considered 100% black by the black community as a whole at this juncture. I think things have changed because it used to be that they used to say, oh, as long as you just have a little drop of blood, black blood in you, black. They changed that whole thing. Well, now more people are accepting biracial people as being in their own category. Now, with that, even though she is a woman of color, she still has to be mindful of saying stuff that would be considered racist. She can't say racist statements and think it's okay. It's not going to be perceived the same way as if a black person called another a dark skinned black person calling another dark skinned black person a monkey will be received differently than a light skinned half white woman saying it. So I do agree she was wrong. I think she was 100% wrong with that. And in her mind, she calls herself a yellow bone as well. Now, the thing about KeKe that is really kind of sad is that I think she grew up trying to be more part of the black community and that she really wanted to be considered black, like probably all of her life. And she's always had a battle with the you're not black enough thing by black people. People saying, oh, you're not black enough. Look at your skin tone, look at your hair texture, look at your face. You're not a black woman. You can never be black, blah, blah. And that probably hurt her. That probably hurt her a lot because she wasn't accepting being biracial. I don't think she really fully accepted it. I think it took her a long time to understand what it is, but I don't think she ever really accepted it. And I'm going to put a little clip in here where she talks about it with Claudia Jordan.
Thank y'all. I'm good. I just want to start out by saying that um, I am truly sorry about the way I spoke and what I said. And I feel like it could have come off way better. And, at the end of the day, I am a Black woman, period. My white mother and my Black father raised me to be a Black woman, period. Hands down.
That's why you came on the show, to clear it up. And
it's because I love who I am as a woman. I don't feel like I should have to explain myself. I just, y'all,
It's okay, baby. It's
I was
okay.
speaking from personal experiences, and I'm doing my best. I'll say that much. I just want to learn more about like everything. But there has never been a road that has been clear for biracial people.
Mm,
It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
that's true.
But at the same time, I know who I am as a woman, and I identify myself as a Black woman. And so when I was feeling attacked by my own people, it just made me feel like a little girl in school again. And and I'm sorry. Like at the end of the day, as God be my witness, may He strike me dead in my grave right now if I'm lying. I love who I am. It took a long time to understand who I am. And Lena, we done had this conversation a lot of times.
So she did say that she's still learning about what being biracial is and how she's perceived amongst the black culture, because she does get a pass because she's biracial. She can get into certain functions and she'll get certain jobs and she'll get certain favors because of what she looks like, as opposed to somebody who's dark skinned and who does not look like they're mixed with anything. Um, and it's been like that for a very long time. And that comes from slavery. Um, so I do accept their apologies. I feel like DaniLeigh and KeKe Wyatt, I accept their apologies. I just feel like they're just very naive, and they've always had to play this role of when they're around white people, they act more white. When they're around black people, they act more black, whatever that means. I think when Claudia Jordan said she had to overcompensate her, being pro-black because she was mixed and she was treated as if she wasn't black enough to be with black people. So she really overdid it. And I feel like that's the sad part about it, because she shouldn't have to do all that. She could just be herself and not have to prove herself. I think that's the silliest thing in the world. Um, so when DaniLeigh calls herself Yellowbone, she gets ridiculed for it. And when KeKe Wyatt said it, she was getting ridiculed for it. But when Beyonce says it, she's not. Now, this is the difference between Beyonce, who's mixed as well, because she's half Creole, and Creole is a mixture of white and black and sometimes Native American. So that's Creole. That's a mixture. The word itself means mixed. It's a French word for being mixed. So Beyonce's half Creole and half African American. Now, the reality is that most African Americans are mixed with something. So if her father did a DNA test, I'm sure he would have some Caucasian European ancestry as well. Just saying. So as far as I can see it, when Beyonce says yellowbone it, I yellowbone it in her Formation song, to me, it's acceptable because she puts dark skinned people in her videos. She put dark skinned people throughout mostly all of her videos, and she married a dark skinned man, and her dark skinned man wanted a yellow bone, obviously, because he married her. Let's get into that tea. But as far as I'm concerned, she did it the right way, because she's not disparaging another group of people. She's not putting somebody down in order to make herself look better or more superior. She does it in a very strategic way. So she can still say she's yellowbone, but she's not saying it to put somebody down. She's just making a factual statement. She's a mixed woman who calls herself yellowbone, because people are on here. This is what's getting on my nerves. People are on here going, oh, only black people can call themselves yellowbone. Well, how do you think they got light skin? How do you think they have light skin? Could somebody tell me that? Is there like some kind of light skin fairy with a wand going bling? You're now light skinned. The reason why people are light skinned is because they have mixture. It might not be first generation, it could be second or third generation mixture, but there's a mixture there. That's why some people come out with green eyes and brown skin. I mean, come on. I mean, there's some people that consider themselves a black have long straight hair all the way down their back. How do you think you got that? You're mixed, sweetie. You're mixed. So I just feel like people just are so ignorant on who they are, and they're not taking the time to look up their DNA and figure themselves out. So when Beyonce does it, when she calls herself a yellow bone and she's yellow boning it, it's acceptable. But DaniLeigh can't say it and KeKe Wyatt can't say it because they're not considered to be black, even though they're all mixed. These are three mixed women coming from various heritages and cultures and ethnicities, and they kind of favor each other. If you look at Beyonce, DaniLeigh, and KeKe Wyatt, they all have a similar look. They could all be related. They really could. So I don't know why Beyonce gets a pass. Well, I do know why she got a pass, because she always supports brown skinned people. That's something that she goes out of her way to do, so she does not get that negative backlash at that level, you know. And I think that's where you're supposed to do it. I feel like if DaniLeigh would have came out and said, I love me some brown skinned men, and my brown skinned men like some yellow bone, it would have been more acceptable. It would have been more understandable of where she's coming from if she would have did it that way. Now, if KeKe Wyatt would have not called that man a monkey or gorilla, we would not be having that conversation. People would be like, oh, she can sing, I love her. Oh yeah, because she's half black, and that's where she's got that soul from, is from the black side of her family. That they will keep saying that instead, because that's what they were saying before she had that conversation on live. They were supporting her. But I feel like people that are mixed and are light skinned should be more careful of how they go about talking about who they are, because they have to realize that they're not going to be seen as black by everybody, by the majority, because there's light skin privilege. I've seen it. I'm half white, half black myself, and I've seen it happen where I will be able to get into a club and my brown skinned friend cannot get into the club. I've had to leave clubs because of that. Like, we go out to a club to go dancing or drinking, and I wouldn't get carded. They just let me in the door. But my friend, oh, they have him at the door. Oh, let me see another form of ID. He's pulling out all these IDs. I'm like, what are you doing? And I have to tell him, this guy is with me. This is my friend. And I've seen that happen time and time again. I can't even count how many times it happened. If I can get $1 every time that happened, I'd be very well off at this point. But I know it happens. So I feel like we do have a responsibility not to perpetuate that BS, because it is wrong and it does disparage another group of people. You know, and it's totally wrong if DaniLeigh had those intentions. I don't believe she did. I believe that was very naive and it was very spur of the moment. She was reacting to something that Mimi had said about her, and it came off like that. She left it a little bit too ambiguous, and it's easy to feel like she's implying that she's better because she's light skinned. I get that. I totally get it, because I'm sure that's where they're probably pulling from. They're reaching. It's definitely a reach, but I can see why people would think that. So hopefully people will just understand that biracial people are mixed, or multiracial people are mixed, but they do have the right to choose how they identify themselves, if you agree with it or not. You can't tell somebody how to feel, how to look, and how to act. But I do feel like there's that responsibility that we have as people of color, mixed people of color. We do have a responsibility not to put another group of people down. I think that's wrong. Even if those people that you're not putting down or putting you down, you can't retaliate, because it's gonna look so much worse if you do it. It's gonna look bad if you sit there going, that black this, and you say something in a negative way about a dark skinned person, it's going to make you look bad. It's going to make it look like you're a colorist or a racist or whatever they come up with. uh it will look bad. It definitely will look bad. I think this is a good dialogue to have, and people should speak their mind and talk about why they feel the way they feel, so we can come to like a conclusion, like where what are we trying to get out of this? What would be the end goal? And I think the end goal is to be more sensitive to the darker people in the color spectrum, because they have been disparaged for many decades, and they have been treated poorly for many, many decades. So therefore, it is not um, wise to continue to perpetuate that. I think it is everyone's duty who's a part of the community, people of color, because we're very diverse, is not to do that. I think it's wrong, because I've heard people even say stuff like, it was a mixed couple, and, and they happened to be Puerto Rican, but they were mixed. And I remember the woman being pregnant, and she was hoping the baby would not come out dark. She goes, I hope the baby doesn't come out looking like, I think it was a grandmother or something like that. That was a dark skin. So I hope she doesn't look like that. I hope she doesn't come out dark like that, or something along those lines. And I'm like, this is deep. When she said that, I'm like, are you kidding me? And I'm sitting there like, I couldn't believe I heard that. And this is only a few years ago. This is not that long ago. And I just sat there, and I did speak up. I did say, that's sad, because it doesn't matter what color she is, as long as she's happy and healthy. That's all you should be concerned about. And I just was like, I was like, I'm done with this conversation. But I do think people still, there are some prejudiced light skinned or biracial people. There are some out there, but I think it's because it's coming from hurt and pain, being teased when they were younger and called light bright, or be called Casper the Friendly Ghost, or yellow, high yellow, piss color. I mean, there's so many names, derogatory names, that light skinned people endure growing up, or being beat up or chased home because they have long hair or light skin. That's something that's real in biracial people's lives, and growing up being called zebra and all this other stuff. But it's real. It's really real. I mean, it actually does happen. Even to this day, people will attack people based on their skin tone. Dark skinned people will attack light skinned people because they believe in their mind, oh, they think they're better than us, you know. And they're getting privileges that we can't, that they can't have. So I can see why they would be a little untrusting of the biracials and the light skinned people. I can understand that. But that needs to stop too. That needs to stop. But it's all coming from pain. It all seems to come from that place of pain. Even KeKe Wyatt said when she was younger, she would get treated bad, and people would talk nasty to her and bad about her because she was mixed, and she was not fully accepted by the black community. And it's really based on, they believe you have privilege, which you do. In certain instances, you can have more confidence walking into a situation where there's little to no black people than they would. I think dark skinned black people would feel more uncomfortable going to a venue that's mostly white. I think that they would be treated differently going to a venue that's mostly white. It's true. And I understand their concerns. And when they meet someone that they don't know, and their first perception of a light skinned person or a mixed person, oh, they think they're better than us. They think they're going to put us down. So let's put them down before they put us down. That's how they think. So that needs to stop. We need to have an open dialogue about this. This is bigger than just DaniLeigh, and it's bigger than KeKe Wyatt. It's bigger than that. But I will say that the way Beyonce has been doing it is the best way to put out songs about skin tone, skin color. She has made it her business to change the trajectory of what black means. She's a light-skinned woman who's mixed, who is trying to support the black culture, which is, I think, more people should do that in the that are biracial and mixed. I think more people should do that. I do it. I've seen other people do it, but I feel like it needs to be more because DaniLeigh is perceived as a colorist, and I wonder why she may have been perceived that way. I get it. I get why now because maybe she was treated a certain type of way when she was growing up. She hasn't spoke on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if she went through the same thing that a lot of light-skinned people, biracial people go through, which is the black people don't trust you. The black people don't consider you to be black. The black people don't want you to treat them bad because they think you believe that you're better than them. So that's the conversation I would like to have. Hopefully we can have more of these. Leave your comments below. Let me know how you really feel. You can give it a thumbs up if you want to. It's not that, okay, whatever. If you put a thumbs down, that's how you feel. Just put something out there so I can respond to you because I think we need to have this conversation. I would love to hear more from dark-skinned black people. How do you perceive a light-skinned person when they walk into a room? What comes into your mind first? And be honest. Be honest. And I want to hear from light-skinned people that when you see a dark-skinned person come into the room, what's the first thing you think of? What comes to your mind? And then we can figure out why are we feeling this way. So I'll talk to you guys later. Like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll be posting more videos because now I have more time to do so. All right, talk to you later. One love. Bye.